What is up, RotoGrinders? We have an hour of nonstop NBA DFS conversation on this extended version of Crunch Time. I'm Dean. Hold it down here for the next hour or so. Joining me today, two of the absolute best in the business, two OGs, if you will. We got Chopper. We have Noto. Just a free gamer. We lost 25% of the slate due to, I assume it was weather. That's why we started earlier. The Charlotte, New Orleans game. So now we're down to just the Rockets, Chops, Rockets, and the Pacers. Minnesota taking on Memphis, and then Philly and the Clippers. We did get news as far as James Harden not playing basketball tonight. What we're waiting for, the big piece of news we're waiting for is Minnesota. That is a 7:30 game, so possibly maybe we'll get this at some point as we close and unlock. It's not the first game, though. First game is Houston, Indiana, but we're waiting for Ant. Ant's currently questionable, as is Julius Randle. It is just a 3-game slate, so you know what? We decided we are going to do a Movie Monday, give away a free week of RG Premium. Just tell me what movie I'm talking about in the Discord channel, rotogrinders.com/Discord live stream chat channel. That is a free channel. Does not cost you anything. We'll go ahead and scroll that first clue. Give those that showed up on time a little bit of a advantage, I suppose, if you can think it in one. Today's first clue is magic. It is scrolling. Producer Steve Zonitz. Noto, happy Monday. How are things?
Things are good. Super Bowl week is always weird because it feels like the football season's over, but we got the biggest game of the season ahead of us. So looking forward to that. Mondays are always a little lackluster, but doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right. Are we still allowed to say now? I remember we used to dance around it. We used to, and you hear people in ads like the big game, like a wink, wink. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I'm not calling you out for saying it. Nobody's told me I can't say it, but I feel like I can't say it. Maybe I can. I'm not sure.
I'm supposed to say it in my articles, so
oh really?
I don't understand why, but
I don't know.
We can say like the conference championships.
Yeah, I mean, I assume there's some sort of a copyright with the word, and which was created by the Super Bowl. If you know the story, the origin story, and the name of the Super Bowl, the bowl that is super. Yeah, I think it was like the Kansas City Chiefs owner or somebody that named it. The origin story was like his kid was playing with a Super Bowl, and that's how they came up with the name. So there you go. Chop, how are things? Are you excited about the big game this weekend? And it's also, let's not bury the lead, it's trade week too. Trade deadline week, Thursday. Circle that calendar. Thursday, trade deadline for the association. What's up, Chop? Happy Monday.
What up, everybody? How you doing out there? I mean,
temper your enthusiasm, Chop. You got
Super Bowl is always bittersweet, Dean, because the week before the Super Bowl, you get a little taste of what life is like with no footsies at all on Saturday or Sunday, and it's rough. It's rough, Dean. So, at least you got that one game left, but when it's over with, man, it becomes very difficult weekends for quite a while. So,
do you start watching college basketball, or you just do other things?
I do, man. I do get into college basketball more, but then that really picks up in March. That February is rough. It picks up in March, and then that takes us pretty much through to MLB. And MLB is a nice little weekend sport. It's not bad. Certainly not football, but it's better than the NBA as far as the weekend is concerned. But you got that February. Boy, that February is rough, man. When you don't have very much to go on. So we'll have to grind through it. I don't know what we're gonna do. At least UFC is free now. At least you get to watch UFC every weekend.
I guess you're at a Paramount sub. Isn't the key? You need a Paramount sub.
A Paramount sub. Yeah, you get to watch everything. Yeah,
it's free if you have the sub. Yeah.
What? You don't have a sub?
I have them all. I think. Yeah. I don't. Do you need like a premium sub for it? I don't really watch UFC, so I wouldn't know the difference.
You could just get any sub, but I don't even pay for it. I pay for it indirectly. If you got to read the bylines of everything you sign up for. Like there's so many. I'm on a 247 Sports following some college news. You get a free Paramount Plus subscription with a 247 sub. So I went like years and I didn't even know that, and I started reading my Spectrum internet service. Like if you read the fine line, you get a free Paramount Plus sub with that. So yeah, it's basically free, Dean.
We also have, Brittany pointing out, we have the Olympics, the Winter Olympics starting up soon as well. Hockey shutting down for several weeks. No, do you care about the college basketball? Do you watch college basketball? What are we doing in lieu of no football? What are we doing otherwise? Family stuff?
Yeah, I don't watch college basketball, but I bet on it for sure. And then golf season's just kicking up, so this is actually a fun time of year for me. So a lot of good events coming up, and then we got the Players, the Masters, all that fun stuff.
Oh, what's this one coming up this weekend?
It's the Phoenix Open, so where
Who's
everyone goes.
I need one. I need one for my Survivor. Who's my Survivor pick this week?
Take Brooks Koepka. He's back.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Did he make the cut last week?
He did. That's all we wanted. It was a bad course for him, and he made the cut. This is one of his favorites.
Julius Randle officially in. Edwards is a game time decision. So we got everything with the exception of Edwards. All the other clarities out there. Two teams in the front end are back-to-back. Indiana and Philadelphia are playing the front end. The back end, that is the Clippers. No Clippers tonight. No. The Clippers are playing the back end of a back-to-back. We see Will hanging out in chat. What's up, everybody hanging out in chat? Please kindly hit that like button. Do subscribe. Turn on those notifications. We're going to go game by game, and we're going to circle back and give our favorite plays position by position as well, because we got plenty of time, 50 minutes. We also want to answer your questions. Do put your questions in the live stream chat channel. Put them near the end. Don't load them up now, because now it's just going to be melded in with a bunch of movie guesses, such as Black Hawk Down or Now You See Me, Now You Don't, or any. I'll tell you this: there's no version of Now You See Me. None of the 5 Now You See Me's is the correct answer. It's not the Illusionist or the Smashing Machine. I did watch that last night. It's not the Waterboy or Blue Chips. A lot of guesses coming on through. No winners in one. Happy about that. All right. Big picture wise, Noto, give me the screenshot. How are we feeling about today's 3-gamer?
Yeah, so it was going to be kind of confusing if we didn't get the injury news, but it looks like we have most of it with Julius Randle being in, and then, James Harden was ruled out, Kawhi's in. I kind of thought that one of them was going to play, so I was kind of hoping we wouldn't get that news by lock, because I was going to play whichever one didn't, or whichever one was active. But it's kind of an interesting slate. I think Houston's going to be very popular with no Kevin Durant. They have the best matchup on the board too against Indy. So I'm going to probably eat some chalk there. And then, I don't know, I don't feel too great about the other games, but probably want to be overweight on Embiid. The dude's been crushing the last few weeks. So it doesn't look like he's going to be overly popular for a 3-game slate.
Yeah, I think Şengün's going to grab more ownership than Embiid, rightfully so. But Embiid's been spectacular. He's been really awesome of late, playing a ton of minutes, and a little tough a matchup with Zoo on the other side. But Choppy, got anything before we do a little game-by-game deal?
2 things, Dean. Number 1, is my guess correct in the private chat? Nobody has addressed my guess.
It is not. Sorry. It is not.
Okay. That's going to scratch that one off. And then number 2, now I need to give some more clarification to Noto. Now, this means I can't use Brooks Koepka down the road for any of the majors. Does that matter to you?
I mean, I don't know if he's got any more majors in him.
Really?
If you want a guy that you're not going to use in the majors, go with Hideki.
Okay, fair enough.
Loves the course.
Play well in majors for whatever reason.
He's just like a top 15 guy in majors, but
he's kind of washed a little, right?
He just won in December
for majors.
11. Oh, for majors, yeah. I think
he's always kind of underperformed, hadn't he? Like even when he was in his prime, he never really. Okay, I'm going to take Hideki.
He did win the Masters.
Did he?
Yeah.
I must have slept through that one.
Noto is the resident golf guy here, obviously. Check out Noto and Cards every Tuesday night on this very channel. That's why you hit subscribe. That's why you turn on the notifications so you know when they go live, which is typically 7:30. Is that about right? 7:30, Noto?
Yeah, it's like 7:15. But yeah, we usually go. If we get enough people, we're going to try to fire up the snake chats or the snake drafts on DraftKings. So that should be fun. Then we're also doing my model is going to be free for everyone this week if you guys want to check that out.
Your model is also in Lineup HQ, correct? I feel like I see it next to it's one of the columns. Am I correct?
Yeah, so the ratings are always in there, and then you can download the model and build your own ratings with the different weights and stuff.
Let's give the people a second clue before we jump in here and go game by game. Second clue is life. So Magic and life. Rockets. Rockets are in Indiana. 218.5 is the total. The Houston Rockets are a 6-point favorite. This despite the fact they are without Kevin Durant. No Kevin Durant tonight. That seems like a big deal. Of course, no Steven Adams as well. So lots of height missing for Houston. Otherwise, they are clean. Nothing new. Pacers are as healthy as you're going to see them, basically. Everybody's good to go. Obviously there's no Halliburton, there's no Obi Toppin, but that's nothing. It's changed. Otherwise, everybody is good to go. Everybody is healthy here. Chop, I'll turn to you as far as Houston. It's already been announced. No surprise here that Reed Shepherd is going to draw the start. We're expecting Amen, Reed, Tari Eason, Jabari, and Şengün here as far as their projected starters. I'm hitting some optimal stuff. We're seeing at least 3 Rockets in basically every lineup I'm making on FanDuel. The optimals that I have, again, I had some variance, so don't take it for gospel, but 3 or 4 Rockets in every single lineup as well. This is the most popular team on the slate. Chop, do we agree? Do you want to power rank the Rockets for me?
Okay, I would say, well, it's not hard to be the most popular team on the slate. It's only 6 of them, but yeah, they're in a good. There's some of these guys are in a pretty good spot. I'll start off with Indiana and get that one out of the way. Not a big fan of Siakam. Do like Nembhard. Mathurin is interesting. Nesmith is interesting, and I'm not much interested in any other role players after that. But I do like Nembhard though. I do like Nembhard. For the Rockets, man, yeah, they're going to gather a lot of ownership. I'm seeing a lot, and certain guys I'm not particularly interested in, Dean, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't need to play Jabari Smith tonight. That's a big number on him. A big number on Jabari Smith. And so not necessarily in love with that one. Tari Eason is okay, but not in love with that one. The big one to me was Reed Shepherd. I don't like Reed Shepherd as much as the field is going to like Reed Shepherd, or at least they did earlier in the day a lot more, especially recently in light of James Harden being ruled out. And it puts a couple guys right around his price range that I like more, just as much at least, and probably have a lower ceiling, a much lower ceiling, but just as good of a play tonight, and it's going to come in at much lower ownership.
It's like Chris Dunn, is what you're saying? You like Chris Dunn over
like a Chris Dunn, and there was another couple we'll get to, another one at least later on. That wasn't on the Clippers, but that I think is really good too. So
Ty Jerome.
It's not that obviously the guy could go crazy, man, right? Like Reed Shepherd, it's a very scary fade. But I think I may be fading it just because I know what the Indiana does. They've made a blueprint of what they like to do on defense, Dean, and they close out strong and live at the 3-point line on defense, and they just try not to let you get those up. And so if he can't hit his 3-pointers, he's not gonna do. The ceiling's gonna be a little bit limited for him. So I don't know so I'm with the guys who don't necessarily need the 3-pointers for the Rockets to thrive. That's Şengün and that's Thompson. They both live in the paint with their points. I expect a big game out of Thompson scoring, coming out of the baseline with his dunks and lobs from Şengün. It's also a bonus to both of those guys at Indiana. While they defend that 3-point line the way they do, while they play the way they do, and with the size they play, the personnel they play, they give up a lot of rebounds. They're not a particularly good rebounding team. That plays right into the hands of Şengün and Thompson, who are, at this point in time, with guys injured, those are your 2 leading rebounders for the Rockets. So they have a lot going on tonight, and I would rank them. I would rank them with the salary: Thompson 1, Şengün 2, and then Reed 3. But it's a big gap right there because, like I said, he's going to have to hit 3-pointers. I don't know that he can. Tari next, and then Jabari at that ownership is going to be my 5th Rocket on my list if I had to.
So we have Shepherd as the most popular play on the slate. He's the best point per dollar play as well. On DK, 74% ownership. That's a monster number. You're definitely playing in cash games. Certainly an interesting pivot in tournaments. Just kind of run it down as the popularity. 74%. This is on DK for Shepherd. Şengün, almost 50%. Eason, 35%. Amen, 24%. Smith, 20%. Those are all Rockets. And the most popular player for Indiana in this game, we're looking at Nembhard at 12%, Pascal 10%. Pascal is definitely a way to be different. Don't really love the matchup necessarily, but if you want to play the ownership game, like especially in the single entry stuff, which Noto, I imagine that's what you're concentrating on tonight. Man, he's going to be like 5%, Pascal, if you want to take that stand. I don't know if it's a good stand or not. You're going to be on your own kind of sort of somewhat island, Pascal Islands. But how you feeling about the Rockets and Indiana? How many are you getting to? Are you allowing 4? Are you capping it at 3?
I'm probably getting to 3, but I would allow 4 if that's what you want to do. I mean, it's a great spot. Like I mentioned, it's the best matchup on the board. Chop does make a good case to fade Reed Shepherd and large field stuff. I think for small field, you kind of just eat the chalk. 74%, that's kind of tough for me to fade, especially when he's averaging over a fantasy point per minute. But Indiana does defend the 3-point line well, so there's certainly a path to failure for Reed Shepherd. I'm kind of with Chop, though. I love Şengün, and I love Amen Thompson. Şengün's just everything's gonna flow through him. He's, a good bet for a triple-double, especially in this matchup against a bad rebounding team. Thompson has been much better recently, at least 43+ in 4 of his last 7 games. So those 2 are my favorites. Shepherd, I think I'm just going to eat the chalk there. And, I mean, if he struggles, I don't think it's going to burn me too much in small field stuff. And then, I'm kind of with Chop, Eason, Jabari. I'm okay with them. I'm okay without them. Okogie's kind of like an interesting large field tournament value, especially now that Harden's out. I think a lot of people are just going to sleep on Okogie since he's not starting. So he could be interesting. And then on the Indiana side, if I'm going on any of these islands, it's probably going to be Nembhard. He's been really good over the last 6 or 7 games, coming off of one of his best games of the season. He even had a big game against the Thunder a few games ago. So he's probably the guy I would look to on Indiana. I doubt I'll get there, but I don't want to play Siakam in this matchup. And the rest of the Pacers are just tough to trust. Mathurin, maybe in large field stuff. He's finally, got up to 31 minutes in his last game. Yeah. This is a pretty good price point for him.
Somebody in chat was asking, who's going to hunt, defensively. Shepherd, that's kind of his bugaboo. That's kind of the thing that kicks him off the court sometimes. But maybe if defense is not going so well, he might actually get kicked off for the likes of an Okogie. And the other part of that question, I guess, Dodo, is because they have a great defender in Amen Thompson. So who does Amen cover predominantly? Who's going to pick on Shepherd? Do you have a take on that?
I mean, I'd probably put Amen on Nembhard, but we'll see. I guess
that's what I expect.
I guess that leaves. I don't know where that leaves Shepherd with. Yeah, Naismith.
Yeah, I suppose. That seems like the most likely scenario. Okay, so give me just to summarize. Give me your fair play on each side of this game.
I'm gonna go Nembhard on Indiana, and then I'm gonna go Şengün on Houston.
We got our guy Kirkwood in chat saying Amen guards Nembhard 100%. So there you go. You got Kirk D's take on it. Hit that like button. Do subscribe. Do turn on those notifications. Do want to tell you all about Pick Labs. Pick Labs, if you're not aware, it's the newest RotoGrinders feature. Lets you scan the best player props and pick 'em bets in just seconds. A lot of y'all, myself included, we're in those props and pick 'em streets, and we have our sportsbook access. We have Underdog. We have Prize Picks. It all depends on where you're at. But you can go ahead if you see something you like in Pick Labs. What you can do is Pick Labs will actually build the slip for you. It sends it straight to the book of your choice. Just take seconds. Check it out at RotoGrinders.com/PickLabs. RotoGrinders.com/PickLabs. We're going to start giving some picks going forward. We feel like we got to wet the beak and let you guys and just kind of see how the product works a little bit going forward. We'll do that on shows in the future. Let's go ahead and talk about game number 3 before we do that. Not game number 3. Game number 2, clue number 3. Clue number 3 is aim. So it's magic, life, and aim. Get that Discord channel. A lot of guesses coming on through. A lot of guesses coming on the YouTube as well. Even if you're right in the YouTube, do not count. The only official guesses, the only way you can get yourself a week free of RG Premium. That's not just basketball, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, NBA, PGA, WNBA, LOL, whatever is DFSing right now. I would say with the exception of NASCAR, but NASCAR is not a thing just yet. I think it's right around the corner. I'm pretty sure it's the week after the big game. Tell me in the Discord channel what movie I'm talking about. Get yourself a week free of premium. Minnesota, we just got officially ruled in and it's good to go. So assuming no goofiness, assuming nothing funky, we have everybody in, everybody out. There's no big questionables hanging over the slate. 229.5 is the total. The T-Wolves, they're in Memphis. They are 6-point favorites tonight at the Grindhouse. Do they still call it the Grindhouse? Maybe, possibly. Chop, you would know this. Is it still the Grindhouse in Memphis?
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Just some corporation came in and said they want to sponsor Memphis. I'm not sure. Maybe is it called something else and also AKA what people call it is the Grindhouse? South Alabama not playing basketball tonight in Memphis at the Grindhouse. Neither is Brandon Clark or Zach Edey. Triple J is officially in. Jaren Jackson Jr. has that quad. He's good to go. John Morant is still out with his elbow. As far as Minnesota, they are fully healthy for players that matter. Terrence Shannon is out, but he's not really the rotation. And Julius Randle. Julius Randle has that thumb. He's got 2, and both are good enough for him to play basketball tonight. Talk to me about Minnesota and Memphis, Noto.
I'm kind of struggling with this game. I don't love either side with Minnesota being completely healthy, but I could always get down with Anthony Edwards in tournaments. Ownership for a 3-game slate is pretty low. He can always get you 50+. I don't mind the matchup against Memphis. He's probably my favorite play over here. I mean, it's hard for me to play DiVincenzo and McDaniels when everybody's healthy. So maybe some Naz Reid off the bench. He's got 40+ fantasy point upside, and he's not a guy that ever gets a ton of ownership when Gobert and Randall are both active. So he's probably my favorite large field tournament play here, with Edwards being my favorite overall play. Memphis, yeah, I mean, the chat is going crazy about Ty Jerome. I get it. Played really well his last time out. He only played 19 minutes, still put up 32 fantasy points, and it was against Minnesota. So, yeah, I certainly don't mind him as a cheap value. It doesn't look like he's going to be too popular. We have him at 24% right now. I don't think the minutes are going to get above 20, but he's shown that he can definitely, get there in short amount of minutes. So I like him. Probably going to fade Jaren Jackson. He's just one of those guys that I want him to have a really good matchup. Like, if you look at his game log, if you take out the 2 games against the Pelicans, he's been, pretty mediocre over the last few weeks. So I'll probably be underweight on Jackson. I'll play some Jerome. Then the rest of these guys are just tough for me. I don't have a ton of interest in any of them. Maybe chop and give a better take than I have.
Ownership wise, we're looking at I'm surprised to see Wells at 36%, but that mostly just speaks to the position. Small forward on DK is really, really bad. It's a pretty gross position. DiVincenzo coming in at 31% in this game. Nas at 28. It's a little bit surprising because nobody's out, but he's going to play his 27 minutes or so off the bench. If you're chasing Jerome, he's coming in at 25%. We're still giving him 20 minutes. He was very good in his 20 minutes, like Noto pointed out. Ant at 24, McDaniels at 20, Coward, the Chicken at 21, Randall at 20% as well. Anything distinctly different on FanDuel? DiVincenzo 37, Ant 35, Triple J 31. I guess Triple J is 7-7 over there. And on DK, he's 7-4, but surprisingly, the ownership's much lower on DK. Chop, how you feeling about Minnesota and Memphis? By the way, it's the FedEx Forum officially. FedEx Forum, but also known as the Grindhouse.
Yeah, the Grindhouse, Dean. Yeah, I don't know. How do I feel about Memphis, Minnesota? Start off on the Memphis side. I like Jacques Landale a little bit, but I like other centers more, so I probably won't get to Landale, right? So it's a position thing. I think he's fine. Jaren Jackson, not a huge fan. Just he can pull the rug on you with his fantasy performance any given night, so not really in love with that one. Coward is okay. Spencer, not the guy. I kind of do like Ty Jerome a little bit more than it sounds like Noto likes him. Guy has shown plenty of upside in his career, so I can ride with that. Jalen Wells is, going to be semi-popular tonight. He's kind of like popping in some optimals, whatever. Jalen Wells, he's okay. He's a nice salary saver because, truth be told, I don't think there's anybody under like $3,800, I want to say, is the mark I saw in my player pool that the cheapest guy I would take, and that's really – that guy is stretching it, whoever those guys are. So
Kobe Sanders? Yeah,
somebody like Kobe Sanders, who don't mind him. Like, and in fact, you mentioned the Pick Labs earlier. I do like Kobe Sanders to grab the over the rebounds tonight. So, but okay, it is what it is. But Ty Jerome jumps off a lot more in that price range to me. Like, he's the guy that, like, I would totally flop. I would be okay with Ty Jerome if you flip-flopped him and Reed Shepard's ownership. And so I think I'm getting a little discount on him. I don't mind that at all. Minnesota's in a pretty good spot here. Namely some of these three-point shooters. Anthony Edwards takes a lot, and he's really good at it. And I think Anthony Edwards, assuming this game can kind of stay close, is gonna have a pretty good game. Also like Naz Reid. stand out on the perimeter and knock down his 3-point shots. And if you're taking a shot on somebody who's a little more volatile, I don't mind DiVincenzo. Those would be my 3 favorite Minnesota guys. Randall's always a threat, but I'm not going to get to Randall tonight. Jaden McDaniels is a little boring. Not going to get to him, and certainly not getting to Rudy Gobert with these other centers on this slate. So that's kind of where I'm at with this game.
Does Naz Reid have the ugliest jumper in the NBA? Who's got the ugliest jumper in the NBA? If not Naz.
Naz does have a pretty bad jumper, but it goes in though.
Yeah, it goes in. It goes in. It's like flat-footed almost. It's just kind of strange looking. But tell me in chat, who am I missing? Who's got the ugliest jumper in the game? What do you got, Noto?
Maybe Halliburton.
MKG was still in the league. He had the ugliest jumper.
Halliburton's a good name.
Gilchrist. Yeah, Halliburton's is a little interesting.
Oh, MKG. Yeah, I thought you said KG for a second.
No, MKG.
Yeah, MKG. That M is doing a lot of work there. Yeah, that was a rough jumper for sure. Maybe Chad can give us some names that we're missing. I'm not really sure. But anything else here? That a Big T, worst jumper of all time, getting thrown out.
Come on.
He was good. He had good high school numbers. I'll tell you that. I don't know.
He was like 1,000 point scorer.
Yeah, he's still good. Yeah.
He's got the height. He's got some good game. We just got to work on his cardio.
Bill Cartwright. Yeah, he was. He doesn't play basketball anymore, but his jumper was the worst ever. Yeah, his free throw was gross. Yeah.
Sean Marion, that's a good one.
Noah being thrown out in chat as well. That's a good one as well. Some good nominations in chat. Most of these guys no longer playing, but they still it holds up as far as how bad they looked. Okay, let's move on to game number 3. Before we do that, I want to give the people a 4th clue. No winner just yet. 4th clue is Hippo. Movie Monday. Magic. Life. Aim. Hippo. Tell me in chat what movie I'm talking about.
Okay.
Chop knows it. I think Chop knows it.
I don't know it, Dean, just yet, but I'm just saying don't announce that we have a winner. Just let me, trying to do the show. Let me focus on the clues a little bit while you talk before you say, oh, we have a winner, and then
Okay. I want to announce it. I don't want to throw you off your game. You're multitasking. You give an analysis. You're probably messing with lineups. You're thinking about movies. The Hammer game. This is 2.5 hours after Minnesota Memphis. I'm assuming nothing goofy is going to happen here, but again, it is the front end of a back-to-back for Philadelphia and Joel Embiid. Things happen sometimes. Tomorrow they play Golden State for what it's worth. 218.5 is a total. 2 low totals. Philadelphia Clippers 218.5 and Houston, Indiana, same exact number. The biggest total is the previous game, Minnesota, Memphis, about 230. We did get Harden. Harden officially ruled out for the Clippers. That's a big deal. Bradley Beal, of course, is still out. I'm not really sure. I'm still reading that. DJJ, no Derek Jones Jr. He's also out. As far as Philly, well, Kelly Oubre is on the injury report, but he's available with his knee. Of course, Paul George got hit with a 25-game suspension. And, that's it. That's what we got. No, talk to me about Philadelphia and the Clippers. How much do we elevate Kawhi? There is some potential cheapies in Chris Dunn and Kobe Sanders. We're projecting both of those guys to start. And Philly is mostly fully healthy. Again, no Paul George for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I'll start with Philly. For me, pretty simple. It's Embiid or bust for Philly. I don't mind Barlow as like a cheap guy to round out lineups with, but Embiid's last 5 games, 66, 59, 50, 62, 72. The usage rate's been over 40% a couple times, and we've seen it hurt Tyrese Maxey's upside. So if I'm picking one guy to spend on when it comes to Philly, it's going to be Embiid. We have him at 11% ownership on FanDuel, and then on DraftKings, if I can find it, we have him at 16%. So I think he's one of the better tournament plays on the board. Outside of that, yeah, I don't mind Barlow, but probably not a guy I'm going to get a lot of because I do like some of the other values, Jerome and some of those other guys. Edgecombe could play a lot with Paul George out. You could always mix in a Grimes or an Oubre, but probably not getting to them. And then on the Clippers, if you pull up the on-off tool, Fantasy Labs, Chris Dunn, biggest usage boost without Harden on the floor. So if you want to look at him, I don't mind it. Kawhi Leonard also gives a 4% usage boost. I think it's pretty simple.
Not to cut you off, I apologize. What is Dunn up to? Because I can't imagine it. It's probably pretty low. It's jump up like to 22. What does it jump up to?
I just have the differential up.
Sorry.
I had it in my article. I have to pull up the actual tool.
I apologize. Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking it was that, that high to start, but I guess he's got the biggest jump. But okay, my fault. I didn't mean to throw. You had all this momentum in the world.
You're kidding. Yeah, on the season it's only 13%, so it jumps up to 17.
Okay, yeah.
But hey, that's a pretty big increase. And he's probably going to see a couple extra minutes too. 4,500. I don't mind that. Kawhi Leonard. I think anytime Harden's out, you just play Kawhi, and vice versa. Anytime Kawhi's out, you play Harden. And then you can always talk yourself into Zubats. He hasn't been great recently, but he's coming off of one of his better games since returning from injury. The price point's down. He was well in the 7s earlier in the season. I like him quite a bit, although foul trouble is always a little bit of a concern against Embiid. And then John Collins is kind of interesting. For value, you got Jordan Miller, Kobe Sanders. I think they're both fine as well. But yeah, for me, it's Kawhi and Embiid, kind of my two main spends here.
I agree with Kirkwood, by the way, saying Draymond. Draymond does an ugly shot as well. Speaking of players with bad, and it doesn't look good because he misses a lot too, and it doesn't help. No positive values on DK for small forward. Pardon me, I had a frog in the throat there. That's why you could potentially spend up on a guy like Kawhi. It sounds like that's something that Noto is interested in doing. The absence of Harden, of course, he gets a boost. He's going to be asked to do more. Chop, you kind of alluded to some cheap players. There are some cheap players in this game that, Chris Dunn. We think Kobe Sanders is going to draw the start here. Zubac is really cheap on FanDuel. I think that's of note. Like 6.5 seems like a really good price for Zoo. 7 on DK is fine, but 6.5 is pretty good. And then, the Embiid versus Şengün conversation. I'm looking at the ownership stuff right now. Maybe this changes as we close in on lock, so 25 minutes or so. But we're showing Şengün at 44% and Embiid, I think, at like half, at 20%. So, so you can play them both. You can make that work on DK if you want to, but an interesting way to be different, I suppose. If that holds, if Embiid's only 20%, I think that's a pretty good tournament play. How you feeling about Philly and the Clippers, Chop?
Dean, believe it or not, and it wasn't that I did it on purpose, but this will probably be I'll probably have more players from this game than any other game on the board.
Okay.
In totality, there's some with the Harden news. It really opens some things up for Philly. Yeah, Embiid is good, like Noto said, and you said Embiid is good. Maxi's always a threat. I'm not an old Edgecombe guy. I'm probably going to end up on with Oubre on my lineup just because last man in, 5,800 or less, kind of the guy I'm looking at. Although I could be very chalky and go Reed Shepherd right there in that spot, but I don't know, Dean. But I think Oubre's in play regardless, so that's kind of my point there. I'm not going to play Barlow, although he's getting some ownership here and he's cheap. Not doing that one. Kobe Sanders on the other side is fine. It's Chris Dunn is really the one. I mean, the overall fantasy numbers he's pretty boring, but without Harden in there, he does Harden is their point guard, and when Harden has to sit for games in their entirety, the point guard becomes Chris Dunn, and because of that, his assist numbers jump way up. So, you do get a little bit of extra value there from Chris Dunn tonight as a point guard, and like Kirkwood points out, he's probably going to be tasked with guarding a lot of Maxey who might get loose with the ball, so maybe he racks up some defensive stats also. So I do like Chris Dunn. John Collins, like Zubac. He's one of the centers I'm going to play, and why I can't get to other centers because I like him probably at that particular position, center only, more than anybody else probably. And I would love to be able to play Kawhi Leonard. It just doesn't fit in a lot of lineups at 9K. Kind of got to make a choice on those 9K or above guys, and Şengün's probably the first guy in, and then leave a lot left over for Leonard, although he's a fantastic option. But I do like this game quite a bit.
Chop, are you playing Kobe Sanders at small forward?
I am not, but it's only because
Wells.
I'm gonna play Wells over Kobe Sanders, and it was kind of close, but I'm already gonna have 3 Clippers. I can't have 4 Clippers.
All right. Brandon Donovan was traded. If you guys missed that, he's a Mariner.
Huge news in the hot stove, Dean.
Mariners, Cards, and Rays, a 3-team deal. Okay, we don't have time to get into all that. This is DFS. We care about today and today only. We got 22 minutes into lock. We're going to circle back, give our favorite plays position by position. We want to answer your questions as well. Load up your questions. The prioritized questions will be in the Discord channel. Again, rotogrinders.com/Discord, live stream chat channel. That's where your questions are prioritized. Clue number 5, Chop. Fifth and final clue. There will not be a sixth one. It might not be necessary. Is eat. Magic, life, aim, hippo, and eat is the 5th clue. Noto, you go first. Tell me your favorites point guards, and I guess we have time to do both. We can do both individually. We can circle back and on FanDuel after DK. We'll do DK first. Point guards, Noto, what do you got for me? Favorite point guards in the slate are who?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to eat the Reed Shepard chalk, and then I like Amen Thompson quite a bit. I like Ty Jerome at 4K. I do think I like that he's shooting guard eligible, so I'll probably play him as shooting guard. Then for large field tournaments, Nembhard, if you're playing a bunch of Houston guys, I think he makes some sense. It's been really good recently, even though it's not the best matchup on paper, but he's the one guy from Indy that I have some interest in.
All right, give me all the guards, point and shooting. What do you got for me here, Chop?
Similar thoughts at the point guard. Amen Thompson's my favorite. Nembhard and DiVincenzo are good. They're fine. Reed Shepard is chalky. Probably really good spot. We'll see how that plays out. Chris Dunn and Ty Jerome rounded out for me. Those guys are pretty solid. At shooting guard, Anthony Edwards, fantastic. Tari Easton's okay. Again, I made my case why I don't like some of those Houston guys. I think Matherin's really good. Coward is okay, and the rest of those guys at the bottom there I've already mentioned.
Yeah, again, Shepard coming in at 78% current ownership on DK. At 29 is a median fantasy score, give or take 4.9. We're giving him 29 minutes. He's the best point per dollar play on the slate. But as Chop kind of pointed out before, if for whatever reason he's not making his threes, it could be troublesome. If he's making them, you're probably buried because he can, put 20 points in the bucket just on the scoring alone. No. Give me your shooting guards and then pivot to small forwards. DK.
Yeah, so other than the point guards I've already talked about, I like Chris Dunn quite a bit. 4,700, a good price point for him. I think he's going to play 30 minutes. We talked about the usage rate going up, so I like him. Ty Jerome, Shepard. I think it's a good position to save at. I like Anthony Edwards too, but I'm not getting to him in my main lineup. Then small forward, love Kawhi tonight. 4% usage boost without Harden in the lineup. And then, he's just been solid for a long time now. So even though it's a back-to-back, I still think he's one of my favorite spends. If you're going cheap, you got Kobe Sanders who might start. You got Jalen Wells. I don't mind either of them tonight. If you want to get a little different on the Clippers, I do think Jordan Miller's interesting. He's shown a little bit more upside than some of the other cheap values on the Clippers. So don't mind looking at him. And then if you want to be different on Houston, Okogie is a guy that I don't mind looking to too.
No, do I see a question here in chat? It's relevant. Marcus is asking Ant-Man or Claw. You like Kawhi or Edwards? Which stud do you prefer?
I'm going Kawhi just because Harden's out, but it's really close.
Yeah, and I think Kawhi also, if you want to give a tie to positionality, right, just small forward, the position is just not very strong, and just say, screw it, I'll just take Kawhi, and the rest of it's pretty ugly. We were talking before with Chop about some of the gross cheapies that may get you there. They may work. Chop, give me all of the forwards.
All right, Kawhi Leonard. Awesome. Matherin, I already talked about. Jaden McDaniels, Kelly Oubre, I talked about. He could be a last man in. Neesmith didn't get it. I got 2 guesses. I didn't get it. I might be out on this one. Jalen Wells and Kobe Sanders are fine. Power forward, Şengün's the best on the board. One of the best plays tonight, period. Randall, always a threat. Naz Reid, if he's hitting those 3-pointers, it's going to be tough to handle. And John Collins gets a big leap up in the rankings with Harden out. So that's where I am at those forward positions.
All right. No, I need power forward and center on DraftKings.
Yeah, love Şengün. Love Embiid. I'm going to try to play both of them with Kawhi. It's kind of tough to do, but there are some cheap guys that I don't mind filling out rosters with. And then mid-range, I like John Collins. Going to be underweight on Jaren Jackson. I think anytime he's, above 20%, I'm okay being underweight on him, given his volatility. Super cheap, Dominic Barlow. I think he could see minutes in the mid-20s with Paul George out. And that's pretty much it for me on FanDuel. Or we're talking just DraftKings, right? I like Zubat, but yeah, more on FanDuel.
I apologize. I was reading the chat. I don't think anybody's mentioned, and I'm not saying we should necessarily, but it is a 3-game slate, and you're supposed to lean in on goofiness and randomness. What about, is Jay Huff in anybody's radar? Like, you just never know. He can play 10 minutes. He can play 28 minutes. He can score 7 fantasy points. He can score 27 fantasy points. I feel like he's supposed to be in your tournament pool. No, but you're, I assume, only making one lineup, and you're probably not playing Jay Huff.
Yeah, not playing Harry Shoulders, but if you're building a bunch of lineups, you can.
Yeah, I think he played like 30. He played a bunch of minutes off the bench. Just the trickiest position as far as volatility night in, night out is probably one of the biggest ones you just cannot predict is Indiana center. So I think you should at least consider him in tournaments. You tell me, Chop. Centers. Let's finalize DK. We'll jump on over to FanDuel, and then we got to get the people the plums as well. But I do need your centers on draft.
Centers, Embiid, second best center on the board after Şengün, but I already mentioned him on power forwards. Not into Siakam, not into Jackson. I think Zubac is a fantastic play tonight. I think Jock Landale is a good play. I think there's a lot of good plays here. I already mentioned Reed and Collins at power forward, but I think there's a lot of really good center plays. And unfortunately, Embiid and Zubac, Landale, Gobert, and Jaren Jackson are all center only on DraftKings, so it makes it tough. But I do have 2 of those guys in my lineup for sure.
Huff is starting, by the way. I don't know if it's good or bad, but he is starting. You never really know what the rotations for Indiana, but Nembhard, Naismith, Furphy, Pascal, and Huff. We have the Rockets as well. No surprise here. Amen, Shepard, Eason, Smith Jr., and Şengün. Okay, let's get the plums before we talk about FanDuel stuff. Again, load up your questions in the Discord as well, rotogrinders.com/Discord, live stream chat channel. Those questions are prioritized as a free Discord channel, and then I'll circle back and look at the YouTube when everything is knocked out. 15 minutes until lock. We have both starting lineups in the first game. Plums, Chop, what do you got?
Well, Dean, I've gone back and forth on this one all day long, Dean. For a while, it was Nembhard. And then I was like, no, it's not going to be Nembhard. You see, the focus of my plums, Dean, was going to be Reed Shepard, attacking Reed Shepard.
Yeah.
You got to attack Reed Shepard tonight. He's got active hands, but he gets beat so bad on defense. And, then I was like, with everybody else thinking, okay, they're going to assign Amen Thompson, but I'm not sure of that. So maybe it is Nembhard. But in the end, Dean, I'll come down to Benedict Mathurin. I'll tell you why. I'm going to choose Benedict Mathurin over Aaron Nesmith. Nesmith, it doesn't matter. Like, Nesmith is not that kind of guy that can really make Reed Shep punish him for, being a bad defender. If they say, Reed, you go out there and get on Aaron Nesmith, like, he just kind of does what he does. He just drifts around the three-point line and occasionally does a few things. I don't think he can punish Reed Shepard. If somehow Mathurin comes in the game and gets Reed Shepard put on him, his athleticism can absolutely punish Reed Shepard. So I'm going Benedict Mathurin, a long shot, under double-digit, feel it in the plums, play that. And remember, Dean, my last 2 plums have been just spectacular.
On fire?
On fire. You did the shows. You know what they look like.
But there is a chance. What do you think the chances are? You're talking about not playing Reed Shepard. You think there's a chance he gets booted to the bench if he gets abused so hard? They have Okogie, they have DFS.
I promise you, Dean. If he gets burnt so bad on defense, too bad on defense, Ime will bench him. Yeah. Even though he needs him, he'll do it just out of spite. Because that's what he does. He doesn't really care. He'll do it just out of spite. So, yeah, if he's getting beat too bad, he won't get his night.
It was a couple weeks ago or so where he was playing really good. He was closing. He was scoring. And it went to overtime. And he was benched in overtime, I think, for that reason. Because he does not trust his defense. Do you remember the game I'm talking about?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He got him back in the game in the fourth quarter and didn't see the floor in the 5 minutes of overtime because Ime thinks he's a defensive liability. He'll do it again tonight. He'll pull him in tonight if it looks bad.
Noto C chops plums and raise them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a raise, but I like Joel Embiid. Anytime you get him at under 20%, sign me up for that. The usage rate's been through the roof, over 40% in 2 of the last 4 games. And the price point still hasn't caught up to his last couple of weeks of production. So I like Embiid. It's not the best matchup on the board, but I still think he's going to crush tonight.
Okay, so I want to quickly touch on FanDuel. There's no need to reiterate or double down. If there's one favorite play you want to just make sure people you like them on, let people know that you like them on every site. And if something was different, do want to let them be known. But I also want to get to the questions. Chop, point guard on FanDuel. Anything specific you want to point out here?
Not really. Everybody's about the same. There's nothing that jumps off to me as being too different. So everything's pretty much holds form at point guard for me.
Anything different, Noto, as far as guards in general, point and shooting?
Not really. I think Vince Williams is more playable on FanDuel. He's only 4,300. He's shown an ability to fill up the stat sheet. I don't love the matchup, but that's the only guy that really stands out differently than on DraftKings.
Chop, you seeing something as far as FanDuel shooting guard and FanDuel small forward?
No, there's more shooting guards, eligible guys on FanDuel, so it makes it a deeper position, but nothing particularly jumping out. And small forward, you get, I don't see anybody particularly different. You get a lot of the same names popping up there, so I don't see anything different.
No, all the forwards on FanDuel, anything that kind of jumps out for you?
Yeah, Jordan Miller, 4,400. He's 5K over on DraftKings. I think he's probably the guy I'm having more of on FanDuel than on DK. Power forward, pretty much the same names we've been talking about. I do think Şengün could be a little lower owned on FanDuel just because he's 9,700. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe some GG Jackson, large field stuff.
Chop, I believe you have power forward and center. Is that am I correct in my estimation? Is that what's left for you?
Yeah, that's fine. Power forward, don't really see anything jumping out differently. There's probably a couple of more options at center that you could play. Derek Barlow is a center at 3,900 on FanDuel that you could play, but otherwise it's pretty similar to the other site. So yeah, do with that as you will.
Yeah. Center for Noto. The one that stood out to me was Zubac at 6'5".
Yep, that's what I was going to mention too. Nice low usage boost without Harden. You do have some, foul trouble concern. I don't mind going to Brook Lopez on DraftKings, but probably not on FanDuel. Although center, man, you can't play Brook Lopez on.
No.
With so many centers.
Or any centers, if there's any
take it back immediately.
Ramazan in the Discord channel. By the way, Chop, shout out to Ramazan who took down today's Movie Monday. We'll give the answer to that soon enough. I know, Chop, you fired away a bunch of guesses. It's not Jumanji. It's not Life of Pi. It's not Donnie Darko. But Ramazan, this is for Noto. He wants to know Shepherd or Dunn for DK tournaments.
I mean, man, we've spent 51 minutes making a case against Shepherd in tournaments, so I guess I'll go with Dunn.
Chop, D-Rock wants to know DK tournaments. This is a 2v2. Dunn and Kelly Oubre or Timothy John McConnell and McDaniels. McDaniels and TJ McConnell or Oubre and Dunn. Which two?
Oubre and Dunn.
No. This is a question from Rob G217. DK single entry tournaments. Probably somebody you're playing against. This is a 2v2. Wells, Jordan Miller versus Kobe Sanders and Collins.
I think it's close, but I'm going to go with the two Clippers, Sanders and Collins.
Chop FanDuel Cash Swag with Chris wants to know a 1v1. Is it Ty Jerome or Chris Dunn? Dunn playing more minutes, I presume.
Ty Jerome. Don't even have to think about that one. I want some upside, and then Chris Dunn can be okay, but I don't know the upside. Ty Jerome has upside.
No, Jim Parrish, thoughts on Zubac? Just general thoughts. Are we in on Zubac?
Yeah, I'm in on him. I'm playing more Embiid, so I'm probably not going to get any, but I like him.
I'm going to jump into the YouTube as well. Kobe Brown, if he somehow starts for the Clippers, is there a chance Kobe Brown starts tonight? That is not something that I've considered. Why would he start tonight? Have you considered that, Noto?
We haven't projected for 1 minute, so I haven't, but you never know.
Let's see. Mr. Irrelevant just says Jordan Miller ? Chop, I assume he's like at least in the pool for tournaments. Did you give an official take on Jordan Miller?
I did not, because he's just not really necessarily a guy I was looking at. He was too pricey on DraftKings. That's where I'm playing tonight. I'm not paying. I'm not going to pay $5K for him. He's all right, though. Harden got ruled out. Jumps him up a bit, but, I mean, like I already said, I like about 4 other Clippers ahead of him, and so I'm not going to play 5 Clippers in a lineup tonight.
No, DMLs wants to know, you have any foul trouble concerns for Dunn guarding Maxey? Are you concerned about the foul trouble?
I mean, he could get in foul trouble for sure, but I think he's still going to see 30 minutes. I feel like his game log, he's not a guy that fouls a ton.
Chop, We Major wants to know Walker or Huff at the center position for FanDuel tournaments. Walker or Huff? Which pacer do you trust more or less?
Oh man, Jarris Walker.
Yeah,
or it's going to be Huff by a pretty wide margin there.
He is starting, so for whatever that is worth. Cinzia in the YouTube. This is for Noto DK tournaments. Which big spend do you prefer, Edwards or Maxey?
I prefer Edwards over Maxey.
Chop,
Anthony says one lineup: Şengün or Thompson. Which Rocket?
Oh, that's a good one. But I mean, if you had to like absolutely twist my arm and say which one, it would be Amen.
All right, Noto. Question here in the Discord from Blink 182 Rue. It's a long sentence, so follow along with me. I'm building one large field DK tournament lineup. I'm using Şengün and Embiid. Worried about Embiid pulling a fast one and sitting out. Do I play Embiid at center or utility? Worried if my other guys lock, I'll have way too much salary left over. Well, I mean, you could put Embiid in utility and just put in Maxey, right?
Maxey, yeah, if he's
That
out or Kawhi. Did he say he's already got Kawhi?
No, he said he's playing Şengün, but Şengün locks in, in the first game. But you put Embiid in the utility spot, and then if he's not playing, you put Maxey in, and that's it. Or you can put in Leonard, your dealer's choice. But I guess Maxey would probably project for more if Embiid happens to not play. He would get more usage. I think. I don't know. I didn't look at the projections, but I would imagine that's the case. Chop, Alexander wants to know Jabari Smith or Nas. DK Cash. Jabari might be a better cash play amongst those two. You tell me. More minutes at least.
Oh man. I mean, I would in cash. I would probably say Jabari, but that's taking the safe route. I don't need to take that safe in cash.
Yeah, it's cash.
Yeah, I mean, cash is the safe route. So you want to I can't give you the hot take there. You got to take Jabari, but any other format, I like Nas because Jabari has to hit 3-pointers. He hasn't been doing it lately, and this team is pretty tough at defending 3-pointers. So it would be Nas in anything except for like a 50-50.
3-4 minutes until lock here. No, in the YouTube, Cynthia says Barlow, Okogie. This is a 2v2. No. Pick one of these three. Pick one of these three for DK tournaments. They're all gross to various degrees. Sanders, Okogie, or Barlow. Which cheapie do you prefer?
I don't know. I guess Sanders. Hope he starts.
Will Watford play more minutes tonight? How many minutes are we projecting for Watford? Is that somebody that anybody has considered? We're projecting 14 currently, so that's not terribly exciting. I know maybe your thought is that Paul George is out. Lippy wants to know if you're a Coke Zero guy. I'm not sure. This is for Noto. This is an important question, Noto.
I drink water, coffee, and alcohol. I don't really mess with soda that much.
Chop, Alan says Tari Eason or Smith. Which do you prefer? Which Rocket you like?
Tari Eason.
Yeah, I agree. Noto, Wells or Miller, small forward on. Oh, he's asking Chop specifically. He doesn't want Noto's opinion. Wells
Get
or
out of here, no. You take a hike, brother.
What is
Chop
Noto?
already answered it.
Chris Longo wants to know, this is for you, Chop. This is for FanDuel, small forward, Miller or Wells?
Yeah, I answered it. It was Miller. It's Miller on FanDuel. He gets a big price discount on FanDuel.
TJ Moose Manzana, this is for Chopper as well. FanDuel single entry, Edgecombe or Eason?
I just don't like Edgecombe as much Paul George is out for 25 games, so maybe that does help him.
They didn't say what it was, right? They just said a substance.
No, who knows? Who knows? But that's a good one, man. Yeah, I'm gonna say Eason. I'm gonna say Eason because I'm just not Edgecombe with Maxey and Embiid healthier. He's like an afterthought, kind of.
Noto, would you play Embiid, Şengün, and Leonard, or try to play Amen Thompson, Leonard, and Şengün? Oh, you have Şengün in both of those. Okay, let's just throw Şengün out. So it's Embiid and Leonard, or Amen. Oh boy, Leonard's in both of them too. I'm trying.
Brother, common denominators, guys. Got to eliminate them. Dude, they teach you this in 5th grade or so. You mark that one out. You mark that one out. And you're left with a 1-1, 1/1.
I'm trying. I apologize, but you got to clear that up. No, Jim wants to know thoughts on Okogie for DK tournaments. Like, what is his ceiling? You're hoping for 20 if you play Okogie, basically, right? I think.
You're hoping for some blocks and steals, and some putbacks, maybe. He's had a couple 25-point games, but
hoping for Reed Shepherd to get burnt, and then he has to take a seat on the bench, and Okogie plays 40 minutes or something.
Yeah. At the buzzer, D Mills, Chop, Nas or Zubac on FanDuel? Nas or Zubac?
Zubac by a mile.
I would take Zubac as well. I think that's basically it. I apologize if I did not get your question. Hoosier Saying Banners wants me to explain today's clues. It is at the bell so that we're not ignoring any questions. Okay, so today's movie, Monday. I actually saw this movie for the first time over the weekend. I'm a little bit late on this one. It's pretty popular. There's like 4 or 5 or 6 sequels. I don't know exactly. There's a lot. But clue number 1 was Magic. Clue number 2 was Life. Clue number 4 was Hippo. Those 3 are all kind of the same clue. Magic the Gathering, The Game of Life, Hungry Hungry Hippo, and also Hungry Hungry Hippo is a double clue because clue number 3 is Aim. The main character in this movie is known for aiming with arrows. Clue number 5, Eating. You eat when you are hungry. Again, Hungry Hungry Hippos. 3 games, Chop. Magic, The Gathering, Life, The Game of Life, Hungry Hungry Hippo. Do you see where we're going this? Do you know the answer, Chopper? I'm trying to help you out here.
I'm not buying it right now. What you got?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Okay.
No.
Hippo was from what?
Well,
Hippo was what?
You smash the Hungry Hungry Hippo and you eat all the little marbles. That's a double clue because like you're hungry, you eat the marble. No, that's not. I mean, tell Ramazan. No, Ramazan got it in 4.
Maybe he's part of the syndicate that gets the free.
Well, why wouldn't he give the answer on 2? If he had the answer,
clearly he saw those clues and go, "Holy shit, nobody's going to get this all day long." I got 3 or 4 clues to get it. Let me slow roll them.
Chop, you're a big Magic guy. I can just tell. I feel like you played a lot of Magic.
Never played Magic, but good for those guys who did.
No, you have a board game. You've heard of these games, right? Magic the Gathering, Game of Life. You played Hungry Hippos at some point, maybe as a child, possibly, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have a game night every once in a while, but we usually do like charades or Pictionary, something like that. Did you like Hunger Games? We actually just watched the prequel one the other night.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty fun. I like the concept. Do I have to now watch the next 5? Are they all pretty good or no?
No. The original one was the best one by a mile, and then they start to really decline fast.
And you said there's a prequel now, though?
Yeah, so now it's kind of like Star Wars where they came out with like the 4, 5, 6. Now they're going prequel. The second prequel book just came out.
Do you read the books as well?
I have read the books, yeah.
Oh, are you one of those the book is better than the movie guy? Is that you or it's?
I'm usually both, but Project Hail Mary was a great book, and the movie's coming out here in a couple months. If anybody wants to read that one,
that's a new Hunger Games.
No, that's just it's a space book.
It's totally different
about aliens, and yeah, it's good.
Okay, it's its own.
Ryan Gosling's the main character in that one.
All right, there you go. Shout out to Ramazan for taking down to today's Movie Monday. Get a week free of RG Premium. We should step aside. We'll be back tomorrow, normal time, I assume. 5 o'clock on the East Coast. I assume that we have enough games where we're going to have crunch time coming in at 6:15 and Grinders Live starting at 5. Hit that like button on your way out. That was Noto. That was Chop. I was Dean. Shout out producer Steve. We're out of here. Oh!